Today we will see Chebyshev's theorem and we will be focused mainly upon solving the problems related to this theorem. But first we have to know that it applies to all possible data sets as well as all the distribution shapes. Like shape can be normal, symmetric, skew symmetric, or anything like this, okay? And important another thing is it describes the minimum proportion of the measurements. Minimum, okay, not maximum. Where the minimum case is discussed, there we can use the Chebyshev's theorem. And that lie within one, two, or more standard deviations of the mean. Before coming to Chebyshev's theorem, you must know what is standard deviation, what is z-score. Okay, we have discussed this already in the previous lectures. So here we will see how to solve the problems related to this theorem. So we will be given two sort of problems on this theorem. First can be that you are given the range and you have to find the percentage of data from that range, okay? And another case may be that you are given the percentage and you have to find the range, okay? These two things exist. So first, suppose we have to find the percentage of data, right? You are given the range and you have to find the percentage. So in that case our formula differs. These two things we have to use, we have to remember. First thing is we have to find k, and when we have k, then from this formula we can easily get our percentage. So here you can see this formula, and if you remember, this is the formula similar to the z-scores, right? They will discuss that this x is our data value, x bar means s is standard deviation, right? So now we will see how to apply this formula. So see here, this is our example. The average weight of people is 170 pounds. Standard deviation is 10. What's the minimum percentage? Now we are not told anywhere to find it using the Chebyshev's theorem. We are just given the hint that the minimum percentage, right? It automatically tells that we have to use Chebyshev's theorem, right? Of individuals with weight between this and this. It means that this is the range of the data, right? From this and this is the range, this is our mean, and this is the standard deviation, and we have to find what? Minimum percentage. And we can get the minimum percentage only through Chebyshev's theorem. And we know for finding percentage we use two formulas. First for finding k, another for finding the percentage, because here we need k, so we have to find k using the z-scores formula. That is over here. X is our data value, x bar is mean is given as 170, s is standard deviation which is 10, and what is this x? You can see here in percentage type problems we will be given some range, like here from this to this is our range of the data, range of the weights of people, right? So you can use any of these two as your x, any of these, okay? I'm using 200 over here, so by putting these values 200 minus 170 over 10, you get k equals 3, okay? And then after putting 3 over here, you get 1 minus 1 by 9 as 8 by 9 in points. Then you convert it into percentage by multiplying with 100, you get 88.9%, because we have to find percentage and not in points, so you have to convert it to percentage. And remember one thing, that here k is always greater than 1. It cannot be equal or less than 1. Otherwise, if suppose k becomes 1, that this 1 by 1 is, just nothing. 1 minus 1 becomes, you can say 0, and percentage is 0. That does not make any sense, okay? So our k is always greater than 1 in Chebyshev's theorem. So now I guess that you're okay with finding the percentage of using Chebyshev's theorem, because you can get a concept from the book also, but these formulas are not so widely discussed in some of the books, so you can see how to solve these two and these problems related to percentage as well as range, where the minimum case is given, and all sort of distribution shapes. And in this problem we are not given the shape, but we are given the minimum. This is the hint. And after discussing the percentage case, we now have to find the range of our case, okay? There we will be given some percentage and we have to find the range using Chebyshev's theorem. So let's go over there. when we are asked to find the range using Chebyshev's. So in that case, these two things will be used. First is x bar, that is our sample mean plus k times standard deviation. And another one is x bar minus k times standard deviation. Those plus and minus both because mean lies in the mid, right? And towards the right we have the positive standard deviations, and towards the left we have the negative standard deviations. So we have to see both negative and positive case because we are dealing with range, right? And this is how the range works. So we have to use these two things, positive and negative both. This will give us the range of data. So seeing the problem, we are given the mean, we are given the standard deviation, and we are told to find the range when we are given with k equals 2. Here you can see, like, so if you skip this one part for a while, you can see we are given with k is equals to 2 and not the percentage, right? Because we know that in the above formula we got to know from here, you can see, and that if we are not given the percentage directly in the range question, then you have to know these two formulas already, that if we are given k and not percentage, right? So we can find the percentage after putting k over here, right? So basically what I'm saying is, you can see that you are not given the percentage. Well, we should be given percentage because we are supposed to find range, so we should know the percentage, right? But see that in formula we are not using percentage anywhere, we are using k. And how we find k? K was what? K was k equals x minus x x minus x bar over standard deviation, right? That was for k. So we are given the k. If we are given k, that's perfect, we can directly put over here. But if suppose we were not given k and we were only given this percentage, and now you cannot put this percentage in this k, right? So for that, in the formula 1 minus 1 by k square, you put 2, you get what? You get 75%, right? So either you will be given this k directly or this percentage. In both the cases you just have to find this k or yourself must. But here we were given already, but I wrote this case especially for you, so that from the percentage you have to find k, right? Like 1 minus 1 by 2 square gives us 75. And in the books we're also given that on k equals 2 we have 75% of the data. In k equals 3 we have 88.89% or something like this. You can also remember from there, but here you must know the concept. Okay, so after putting in the formulas, that is x bar 55 plus k is 2, s is 1.3, we get this, and in negative we get this. This is our range of data from 54.5 to 57.6. Okay, here you can see we used different formula, and in the previous example of finding percentage we used different formula, right? So these things you have to remember, these two different cases. You see another example also where we are not given k. So see, we are given the mean, we are given standard deviation, we have to find a range where 88.99% of the data lies. And see, in formula we need k and not percentage, right? So if we are given percentages, then we have to find k. So in books we are given that at k equals 3, 88.99% data values lie. So from that only you can guess that yes, if it is 88.99, it means that k is definitely 3. But to confirm, you can also put like you can say 1 minus 1 by k square. In k you can put 3. 1 minus 1 by 3 square, it will give you in points, and by converting into percentage you get 88.99%. Okay, so just by remembering from the book you can also say that yes, k is 3. So after putting values in both the positive as well as the negative case, because mean lies in the middle, here we have the positives, here we have the negatives. So 55 plus 3 into s is given as 8, and similarly 55 minus 3 into 8. So our range of data is from 31 to 79. Okay, so these are the two ways you can find the percentage as well as the range using the Chebyshev's theorem. I hope you have gotten it because there are concept videos available, but I guess these problem solving techniques you should also know, right? So thank you.